Hello, welcome to my channel. It's been a long time since I recorded the video, and this one is intended to be short. Right now it's private, but I'm planning to have it public for the following days, probably tomorrow, probably Thursday. And I hope you like it. As you can see in the description, I finally got, after 3 years of wishing for this set, the 120 Starjoy colored pencils. I hope that you can see this properly. Okay, so we're unboxing this for the first time. I have heard a lot of good things about this set, and I follow the channel of the, we cannot say creator, designer, the curator of this set. Her name is Lori. I cannot recall her last name, but her channel, it's called Color My World. So you have probably seen unboxing videos of 4, maybe 3 years ago. Yeah, I'm late to the game, sorry. But in Mexico, it is very, very difficult, very expensive to get material from abroad. That's a reality. Either it's very expensive, or the stores, the online stores that send this material to Mexico, sometimes they say, no, you're in Mexico. Sorry about that. We don't, we're not going to send you anything. So I've had to wait until an Amazon store in Mexico that is in Monterrey, a state that is northern from here, had this available in order to order this. So this is what we can get to see when we open the box: the colors with the numbers from 1 to 120, the names of the colors. What I know is that Lori created kind of a dynamic, um, let's say, contest or something. I really don't recall exactly how it was, for people to name the colors. And they are also coded. So this is a set that is very, very special because it's coded in threads and it doesn't have a white. And I totally agree with the fact that we don't need a white. So this booklet has got the swatching card. It's a very thin, smooth paper. I'll swatch off camera. And what I like is that at the back, you have got your message. These are made in China, by the way. Okay. And you have got how to use the colors, how they are coded, and the explanation, the number of pencil and the code, and what is more or less, I'm going to call them like a family. I like to call them like families, but they are in threads. So they're coming from reds to violet reds with all the colors in the middle, the jewel colors, the muted pastels, the skin colors, and the correctors for the colors. And you have got the grayscale here at the bottom of the page. Then I hope that we don't get any kind of defective colors or something like that. I once got a set that has got a defective color, probably in another live or in another recording. I can show this to you. So this is what we have. So we have these to protect the colors, and I'm going to use probably part of the box to show you the colors. The trays are, as usual, these very plastic, filmy kind of trays, but I certainly think that for this particular set, it's much better to keep it in this box, even if it's a little bit complicated to kind of separate all the colors, or you kind of choose them before. And I love how they are organized because they come with their families. So this is a family, you have another one, then you jump into the greens, and in the greens you can see that we have a light tone, a medium tone, and a dark tone, and this is exactly what we normally use when we color. They smell a little bit. They have a little bit of defects on the barrel, but if the lid is not defective, I won't complain and I won't return the set, as I didn't return the other one that was defective. I kind of collect things that have certain defects. Okay, so let's get to see if I can take this one out without spilling them on my desk. Okay, so here we have got, some of them are a little bit stuck here, but I hope the lid doesn't break. No, I think nothing happened here. They're pre-sharpened, but they don't have a pointy lid. This is no problem for me. I can just use a very small sharpener to get a tip if I need it. Okay, and this gold ending at the very end is lovely. Has got the name of the color and the number and code. Since I saw the videos of YouTubers reviewing this, I said, oh, I want that set. And this is the last tray with the pastels, the skin colors, the correctors or the opposites, and the grays. And as we mentioned before, this set doesn't have a white because there are much better whites. I don't have access to Holbein or similar expensive color pencils, but I do have a box of white Prismacolor, and I definitely love the white Prismacolors. Okay, so this is practically what we have as our main unboxing. There's a little bit of a smell from the painting, but it doesn't bother me. I'm not that into really worrying about it. Oh, now we have to be very careful. Now, if you don't like to keep the colors in the boxes, I think that if you keep this handy, you won't have a problem in finding your colors. Maybe you can use rubber bands to get all the families together. Okay, all the red, orange, for example, and then all the yellows, probably, or the greens and blues, and maybe the blue violet or red violet. I have some colors like that. I have some colors kept with rubber bands, especially the Prismacolors, because they are in a box. I don't have the original box with me of the Prismacolors, but I find it sometimes complicated. So I'm going to try and keep this up. Okay, we spotted a broken bead. This is the only one that came broken. It's a little bit. So probably this very light orange is the one that I'm going to sharpen first. And I'm going to do it gently to see how it works. Okay, there you go. The wood feels very smooth, and we could save a lot of color. And here we have bits of wood. Okay, there you go. Okay, so let's try this one and a very, very dark blue. Let's see if I can pull this one out. Okay, they feel like they have a coat of something, and I think I remember I saw a video of Lori suggesting that we should gently sharpen the tips so we can get rid of that small little coat. So I'm doing this as gently as possible. A little bit of wood there, but it feels nice too. It's not a very expensive sharpener. Okay, there we go. Now we have a better tip, not that wide. These are 3.8 millimeters, so I think we can work with these colors. And let me get first just a regular paper. Okay, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take these two colors out, and I'm going to move the set and close it. This is Amazon paper. These coloring books are very popular. I'll probably use these and the other colors that I have on this book with certain ideas that I've got. But let's see what we have here. So with color pencils, it's much better to work with layers from different directions. It's totally normal to see the tooth of the paper when you start, and then you can add layers until you build the color that you need or the intensity that you need. These colors feel very creamy, not as hard as the polychromos. They have wax based. I thought they were oil based, but no, as far as I could see in other reviews, these are wax based. And I'm going to do something here. Oh, look at this blue. It's called Blue Whale. Would have the around. But this was just the first layer, and I'm not really pushing towards the paper that hard. I'm just using this like a little bit slanted, and they just look so soft, creamy. As far as I have seen in the reviews, the leads are resistant. Still, it's not a good idea to let your pencils fall from your desk or table. This was not necessarily blending test, but I just wanted to overlap these different colors. And then, as it was suggested by other colorists on YouTube, you can use white Prismacolor too. Okay, so on this paper, smooth paper, normal paper, they feel nice. So I think they're going to work very well with books like this. Okay, then I've got here more special papers. So let me show you. This one is really nice, also from Amazon. You can use acrylic, watercolor, pen and pencil. It's a smooth paper, but it really produces really nice things. I used here Inktense and other nice elements. All these are Inktense and ink, and you can see that the paper holds. It's not bending or doing something strange. So more Inktense and watercolor. This is gouache, and we have got combinations of wash and ink with Inktense. This is color pencil. This is Prismacolor with a little bit of Inktense in the background. More watercolor, a lot of ink, then some experimentation with wash and wax crayons and watercolors. Prismacolor, 100%. Okay, and yeah, it's smudged a little bit this area, but that's why I'm not using this side of the paper. More wax crayon and watercolor. Another Prismacolor. So if Prismacolor worked on this paper, this is unfinished. This was supposed to be some macarons. I'll probably finish them with color pencil, more ink, color pencil as well, more color pencil, and crazy drawings here. Okay, and this one is not finished yet because I didn't like this, so I have to correct this. And just ink in this case. And this was an experiment, failed experiment with some crayons that are supposed to be water-based, but they didn't work very well. So I'm going to use the last page of this paper because this one doesn't have a difference. It doesn't matter which side you use. The color is the same. So this one, the first layer, very soft. Okay, this time I'm going to try and blend. So I almost have my pencil horizontal, and you can get to see that it overlaps. It doesn't feel like runny or something like that. You can also use small circle techniques to color. Here I'm just using different directions and that's it, and kind of overlapping one color at a time to create a very strange mixture in the middle. But you can also color like this, right? But right now my angle is not okay for doing this. I have my posts here that hold my camera, so it's going to be a little bit complicated. But if you have your paper almost horizontal and you're rotating your pencil evenly, then you're going to keep your tips pointy and you won't need to worry about sharpening that much. So this is another thing that you can do. This one that was broken, it's holding. You can see nothing is going on here. And definitely this feels really nice. We're creating a very strange muddy color here in the middle because it's a blue and an orange. They are good complementary colors. So what we're doing here is creating a shadow for both colors, a very natural shadow instead of just using a black or indigo. Now let me see if I have here somewhere a white Prismacolor. have charcoal, I have more charcoal, but I'm totally sure. Okay, I think I found some whites. Just let me go and check. Yeah, I found some whites here. Okay, this is going to be very interesting. I have the Scholar White, okay, and I have the Prismacolor Premier White, okay. So let me take this blue, I'm going to slant it again so I can keep my tip pointy. And well, let me do another layer so I can burnish this properly with the white. So this is 2 and this is 3. Okay. So one side is going to be with the Scholar that right now I think is junior in Latin America. And it's working really, really well. I'm going to hold this close to the camera so you can get to see it. And this is the Premier. Of course, you're going to get more white with one. Okay, so let me just hold this close to the lens. Okay, so this is what we did with mixing the colors, and this is what we have with the Prismacolor Scholar or Junior. You can still see the blue, and definitely, unfortunately, I cannot see very well if the lens really gets this. And with the Premiere, you get pastel color. Definitely, you have more white here, but this looks really, really nice. Okay, I normally don't like to do a lot of burnishing in papers like this one because the paper is so thin that it might not work properly. But okay, let's try. So we're going to use here the Prismacolor Scholar. So we can get to see here a lighter blue. And the Premier that is creamier is going to give us much more contrast. Okay. So again, I'm going to try and show this close to the lens. Okay. This is the Prismacolor Scholar. And this one that has more white, more kind of a buttery surface is the Prismacolor Premier. So definitely, if you want to use whites or you need a white for the Star Joy, go for the Prismacolor Premier, definitely. Okay, so to finish, I'm going to show you the last paper that I've got here. This paper has got some texture here, very not that rough, and at the back it's very smooth, very soft. So this particular brand that is a watercolor pad, I think it's very useful to have both sides, the smooth one and the one that is textured. And here, for example, in the texture one, this is Prismacolor. This rose is like 2 years old. Here you have some wash practice. You have got some Inktense practice with watercolor. These are oil pastels. I have this extra page covering this thing because oil pastels never dry and they tend to leave everything oily. Probably will be able to see some of these on camera. And I might put a double page probably. This is another drawing with oil pastels, the same with protection. Okay, you can see the negative of the hare or bunny. I don't know exactly what it was. This is a mixture of acrylic pens, Prismacolor. This is one of my cats. This is Nico. This was done December 2023. And more gouache practice, more watercolor. So this block is being really good for experimentation. I have here watercolors, Inktense, and ink. Some tree practice. A little bit of pointillism with Inktense and watercolor. More watercolor here, and this one that is kind of finished, but I got tired of this one, but I finished it with ink, the trees, watercolor. I need to get a better set of watercolors because I have the student grade and they're very chalky. They leave these areas of white and I don't like the intensity of the color. Same here. It's student or scholar, almost, yeah, kind of a student grade watercolors. I think I might get some Winsor & Newton that are the ones that can be sent to Mexico. All the other brands, forget it, they are not sent. A mixture between Inktense and Prismacolor pencils, and you can get to see here how the paper helps to give texture to the drawing. Have to go back to drawing. Okay. Another dragon. And this one is not finished yet. I was planning to do some stamping here. So for this is very similar to the other paper I showed you of the block with the turtle cover. This one. So the back part of this block is similar to this, so I will not use the back. I'm going to use the texture one. Okay, so very nice. And you can get to see the tooth of the paper. Layers. This is my very first layer. Very, very soft. I'm going to go into a different direction. Okay. Really nice. Let's do another one if possible. Let's start building some intensity here. As the texture is vertical, I try not to draw like this, otherwise I'm going to get inside the tooth. So I try to use diagonal or horizontal to build. Let me hold my paper because it's moving and I cannot control this. Okay, I'm going to do small little experiment here with not an ombre, but going a little bit from dark to something lighter. Okay, there we go. Let's do the last one. Here I'm going to give a little bit more pressure and just go crazy and in this direction. Okay, so look at this texture. A lot of people don't like having the tooth of the paper shown. They prefer to have all the drawing like flat or without any tooth showing. So I'm going to use again the Prismacolor Scholar on this side. So now I'm going to go in different directions so I can push the pigment on to the paper and eliminate a little bit of the tooth. Okay, so more or less you can get to see that. And now I'm going to go with the Premiere on the other side. Okay, so definitely if you're using the families, you will be able to push the pigment into the color. Let's see, 3, 6, 9. So this is the lighter family. So this orange has This is the mid-tone of the family. Here, what I'm going to try and do is not sharpen this one to see if I notice something different. Not necessarily, but I think I will follow the advice of sharpening before, but I really don't feel that much. I mean, it's pigmented and it's working on this texture paper. Okay, so remember that these two are part of the thread. Okay, we can get to see that is red-orange family. Okay, if we check our guide here, we can get to see, okay, it's a red-orange. We have 7, 8, and 9. So they belong to the same family. So we are going to be able to burnish the color, the lighter color, and we're going to get rid, yeah, we're getting rid of the tooth. So very, very nice. I think these are really nice colors for color books, something that you don't need a lot of light fast or things like that. So I think I'm going to leave the video here so it's not that long. So if you have this set and you want me to do something to color using this trendy book, let me know in the comments. I might have time to record videos and do something this weekend. Maybe not a lot of live streaming, but I might join people in their live streams, probably in July when I have some days of vacation. And apart from this set, don't forget to have your whites. Definitely, if you don't want lot of white and you can still want to keep the color, then use the Scholar or the Junior. And if you do want more pastel color and whiter result, definitely go for the Premier. But keep this handy. Have these white colors handy. And we are going to close the video here. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments if you want me to compare this set with the other sets that I have. I have one Mexican brand that is called Indra Pastels, so it could be a good competitor. And I have Polychromos and I have Prismacolor. And I have got Prismacolor Junior or Scholar, and I have got Premier. So if you want a comparison of the sets using similar papers like we did today, let me know in the comments. And thank you very much for coming and watching. And have a great day, morning, afternoon, still depends what time you're watching the video. So thank you very much. Bye-bye.